Hello, YouTube.
He's family-friendly, work-friendly, and just an overall great guy. He's not afraid to speak his mind and will provide you with that extra burst to make it through your workday.
Welcome to the afternoon show with Taylor King on the X, Real Rock Variety.
Just so you know, I wasn't trying to really match anything. It is the afternoon show vlog, this time for Friday, October 1st, 2010. Throw that away. All right, time to get to the Day in Rock Report here in just a little bit. My gosh, lots of stuff happening on the show this afternoon. Also, this day in rock and roll history, celebrity sleaze, and the usual stuff. As well as the weekend movie preview, and gosh, lots of stuff to get to. I'm really confusing myself because there's so much to do. All right, let's get to the Day in Rock Report.
Keeping you up to date on what your favorite or maybe not so favorite artists are doing, it's the Day in Rock Report.
Do it live!
With Taylor King on the X.
Take it away.
Sit up straight. Today's quick roundup of the top rock news stories from across the web from antimusic.com. I'm a nut, I know. Last Tuesday, September 21st, Velvet Revolver ex-Guns N' Roses drummer Matt Sorum dropped by McKinley School in Pasadena, California to unveil a new drum set for the school and to jam with about 50 eager students. You can view that Q&A at bravewords.com. Black Sabbath drummer Bill Ward will be taping his appearance on That Metal Show this week, and the tentative broadcast date is set for November 20th. Atreyu will be releasing a new 5-song EP featuring covers of the band's influences. Bands set to be covered include the Dead Kennedys, Volbeat, Deftones, Aerosmith, and Thin Lizzy. The Los Angeles Times reports that beginning October 11th, Twisted Sister frontman Dee Snider will join the Broadway cast of the hit 80s hair metal musical Rock of Ages for an 11-week run. And the Pet Shop Boys are releasing a new single as part of a Greatest Hits album new compilation set for a November release. And that is the Day in Rock Report. Time now for this day in rock and roll history. No birthdays today, so we go right to what happened. In 1965, Bob Dylan appeared at Carnegie Hall in New York City and introduced his new touring band made up of guitarist Robbie Robertson, organist Garth Hudson, bassist Rick Danko, pianist Richard Manuel, and drummer Levon Helm. They will become known simply as The Band. In 1966, Jimi Hendrix appeared live for the first time in the UK when he jammed with Cream at their gig at London Polytechnic. In 1975, Al Jackson, drummer with Booker T and the MGs, was shot and killed by an intruder at his home. Jackson not only worked with Booker T, but had backed such artists such as Otis Redding, Al Green, and Sam and Dave. In 1977, Elton John became the first musician to be honored in New York City's Madison Square Hall of Fame. In 1982, John Cougar went to number 1 on both the U.S. album and singles chart with the album American Fool and the single Jack and Diane. And in 2004, the Lord Mayor of Melbourne officially opened AC/DC Lane, named after the veteran rockers. The Lord Mayor erected the sign to cheers and bagpipes playing the band's song It's a Long Way to the Top if you want to rock and roll. The city of Melbourne had extra copies of the sign made in anticipation of fans stealing them. That is very, very smart. More cities, when they name streets and stuff after bands, they should create extra signs just in case people are going to steal them. All right, now it is time for sports. And 3-time and reigning Tour de France winner Alberto Contador yesterday blamed a positive doping test on meat he'd eaten. The International Cycling Union, the sport's governing body, said the Spanish cyclist tested positive for a, quote, very small concentration of the stimulant clenbuterol on July 21st during the tour. Contador was provisionally suspended. Speaking at a news conference on Thursday, Contador said he'd eaten beef on a tour rest day that was brought from Spain by a Spanish cycling organizer from the border town of Irun. Clenbuterol is sometimes given to cows, pigs, and other animals to increase their growth rate. Contador said he and 4 other teammates ate the beef, but he was the only one who underwent a doping test the following day. He also said that International Cycling Union told him days later when the test came back positive that it was a case of food contamination. So we'll see what happens with that, and we will let you know what happens with that. Personally, like I said on the show this afternoon, I haven't really watched cycling all that much. I kind of got excited when Lance Armstrong was making that whole run because just of all he'd been through, but my interest doesn't really lie in cycling. It lies more in basketball, football, and baseball, especially football. All right, moving on now. Let's see where we go from here. Oh, yes, celebrity sleaze. This is going to be fun. The police are reportedly investigating a fight between Teen Mom stars Amber Portwood and Gary Shirley that aired on the show. An episode earlier this week showed an argument between the couple that ended with Amber punching and kicking Gary, the father of her young daughter. ParisHilton.com reports that the fight was so severe that the police are now looking into the family and investigating a possible assault charge. The police reportedly got 2 anonymous emails urging authorities to look into the incident. Charlie Sheen was on hand last weekend as his oldest daughter, 25-year-old Cassandra Estevez, got married in Santa Barbara. Wedding planner Jill LaFleur said of the father of the bride, he was clearly very proud of her. He had a big smile on his face. People magazine reported that the bride walked down the aisle with her dad to the tune of Flightless Bird from the Twilight soundtrack. Greg Giraldo had been in a coma for 5 days before his family decided to take him off life support on Wednesday. TMZ reports that doctors weren't able to resuscitate the comedian after his overdose last weekend, and he had been in the coma since it was discovered. Bill and Juliana Rankic revealed that they suffered a miscarriage recently. Juliana said that they got pregnant on their first try with in vitro fertilization, but lost the baby at 9 weeks. Their struggle will be documented on their Style Network reality show. She told People magazine, "Hopefully we can help people understand that there's nothing to be ashamed of. It's such a taboo subject, but it's a very common problem." Another couple from the Bachelor franchise is getting hitched. UsMagazine.com reports that Tara Durr from the Bachelor Rome Season 6 and John Presser from The Bachelorette Season 6 are getting married in November in front of 600 guests. They got together after connecting via the Bachelor Facebook page and hit it off at a Bachelor-Bachelorette reunion in California's Napa Valley about a year ago. And let me just say this about Napa Valley. Very, very beautiful. If you get a chance to go up there, it is very, very beautiful, and be sure to take a trip on the Napa Wine Train if you go up there. All right, it's time now for music news after I take a drink of water here. Because when you're reading this much, you need water. And I haven't been doing that the last couple days, and that's not good. And I wish I had some like lemon juice and Gatorade, too. That would really be awesome. All right, time now for music news. And John Lennon fans are gearing up for next week when his entire catalog gets reissued on October 5th. New Yorkers will get a screening of the upcoming Lennon documentary Lennon NYC, and 2 new box sets of Lennon's work will be released. Next Saturday, October 9th, will mark what would have been Lennon's 70th birthday. Spearheading it all is Yoko Ono, who said that remastering Lennon's albums using his original mixes was her top priority for the anniversary.
The big thing I did was I went to Abbey Road Studios and remastered all John's songs, 121 of them. That
Wow.
was, a pretty sort of big job for me. And it was kind of trying in a way, both physically and mentally, because, emotionally is more like it. Emotionally was the biggest.
Fred Seaman, who was John Lennon's assistant in 1979 and 1980, witnessed Lennon recording his final album, Double Fantasy, and says that Lennon was nothing if not a perfectionist.
He was a genius in the sense that he basically heard the completed song in his head before it was recorded. He knew what it was going to be like, and he was aiming for that perfection. And no matter what the technology, no matter what the caliber of the musicians, you could never achieve 100% perfection. So he was never happy. He was never content.
And that is music news, and I just want to back that statement up. I'm a perfectionist too. Everything has to be perfect, but you notice that with me, nothing is ever perfect. I wouldn't say nothing, but most things are never perfect. I'll stutter throughout the show, or I'll misspeak, or I'll say something weird. It's just the way I am, the way I've always been, the way I was in commercial radio. Not much I can do about it. It's who I am. You can't often change who you are.